parents, families, faculty, administrators and staff, members of the Board of Trustees, honorary degree recipients and families, and members of the class of 2019, good morning and welcome to the College of the Holy Cross's 173rd commencement ceremony. We will begin our ceremony with the singing of the national anthem and an invocation. I invite you to stand as you are able and join us in the singing of the national anthem, which will be led by graduating senior Teresa Murphy. After the anthem, please remain standing as Mary Beth Kearns Barrett, the director of the Office of College Chaplains, leads us in prayer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let us pray. Creative and loving God, we gather today in gratitude for the abundant blessings of the past 4 years. We thank you for all those who have made this day possible for our graduating seniors, the parents and families who have worked and sacrificed, supported and believed, loved and delighted. The professors, mentors, and friends who have accompanied, challenged, and inspired. For the staff whose dedication makes this college the beautiful and nurturing place Holy Cross is. And for the wonderful body of scholars and dreamers whose works and ideas they have read, studied, and practiced. We recall our humble beginning, a small band of young men, a handful of Jesuit priests, Fenwick Hall, and a bold vision. We thank you, O God, for the way in which that vision has led us to a place where we can proclaim with love and pride that a liberal arts education at Holy Cross has at its heart the pursuit of knowledge and truth, faith and justice. And now, Lord, we pray for wisdom, now that our learning is well begun. We pray for insight, now that we have learned to be attentive. Now that we know something of justice, art, nature, society, and the human heart, we pray for a lifelong commitment to place our learning in service of the great needs of our time. Through who we are, may we give witness to hope. Through what we do with our lives, may new visions emerge of a world characterized by justice and peace. We make our prayer in the spirit of your beloved, whose spirit of love draws us ever closer to you. Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, Mary Beth. I would now like to introduce Provost and Dean of the College, Margaret Friege, who will continue our tradition of the reading of the degree that our students will receive today. The degrees granted are written in Latin, and we have provided a translation in your program.
Quod bonum fastumque sit, et re publicae literariae bene vertat, collegiae sanctae crucis societatis Iesu vigornii. Praeses et professores, as litteras inspectoris salutam praestant, illud apud politiores gentes, veteri consuetudine invaluit, qui doctrinae laude praestant, post studiorum umensum curriculum, solemni judicio, ad certos honoris auahantur gradus, quod insigne decus, studiisque fovendis adiumentum, ne huic nostro sanctae crucis societatis Iesu vigornii collegio deesset, sapienti Republicae Massachusettensis concilio et auctoritate cautum est. Quare cum unus quisque alumnus studiis nauiter paractis factoque periculo, ea qua par escientia praeditos se nobis probaverit, eis artium baccalaureatum, atque adjecta jura omnia et privilegia, decernimus attribuimus, et rite adeptum honorum gratulamur, quis in super ius instruimos literis, collegio sigillo nostraque mano firmatis, quae promeriti colletique honoris certum legentibus fidem faciant. Die vicesimo quarto Mai, anno bis millesimo undecimo. Margaret N. Friege, Decana, Philip L. Burrows, Societatis Iesu Praeses. The following candidates are presented for the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors. Caroline G. Ambrose, magna cum laude. Joanna Barbara Birdzell, magna cum laude. Galen Lee Comerford, summa cum laude. James William Crean, magna cum laude. Mingxia Diao, magna cum laude. William Patrick Ford, summa cum laude. William Alexander Griffin, cum laude. Nora M. Grimes, summa cum laude. Emma Elizabeth Gerchek, magna cum laude. Anne Catherine Henschel, magna cum laude. Audrey Kathleen Holmes, magna cum laude. Caroline Conley Cam, summa cum laude. Kimberly Ann Kelly, summa cum laude. John Kim, summa cum laude. Patrick William Koval, magna cum laude. Claire Elizabeth Macmillan, cum laude. Karen Marie Mannion, magna cum laude. Elizaveta Mavrodieva, magna cum laude. Renu Mukherjee, summa cum laude. Allison Virginia Nunix, magna cum laude. Austin Pasquale Penta, magna cum laude. Liam Robert Prendergast, cum laude. Ray Chong, magna cum laude. Emily Louise Rivard, summa cum laude. Mithra Sarah Salmasi, magna cum laude. Deirdre McCabe Shepherd, magna cum laude. Zachary David Sowerby, summa cum laude. Abigail Rose Skutak, summa cum laude. Amanda Krista Wibben, magna cum laude. Emily Lauren Zeno, magna cum laude. The following candidates are presented for the degree Bachelor of Arts. Lauren Alexa Abinante. Joseph Francis Abruzzo III. Samuel Achampone. Kevin John Akerson, magna cum laude. Bradley Yanni Alcantar. Jacob Nidal Alfera, cum laude. Georgi Aliyah. Safa Shakir Al-Jabori. Kyle James Anagnos. Emily Anderson, cum laude. Emmanuel Anin. Joanna Rose Orlando Aramini, cum laude. Joseph Paul Orlando Aramini, magna cum laude. Gabriella Saya Arastegui. Sarah Elizabeth Arvizu. Aubrey Jewett Ashman, cum laude. Bisher Aussie, cum laude. Victoria Nicole Ataya. Natalie Catherine Oteri, summa cum laude. Drew Patrick Babiak. Catherine T. Bodenhausen. Sawyer James Dion Beatty. Sarah Elizabeth Baker, magna cum laude. Hannah S. Valentine, cum laude. Richard Theodore Barkowskis III. Daniel Owen Barlock, cum laude. Alexandra Rachel Barnes. Sarah Michelle Barr. Juan Jose Barrios Jr. Allison Marie Barry. Robert Patrick Barsick. Tate Allen Beachley. Daniel N. P. Beckham in absentia. Elia Nelfe Beckham. Sarah Behrens. Blaze Bell. Tyler Bradford Bell. Marissa D. Beanie. Patrick John Benzin. Emma Vincent Berry. Benjamin Henry Bayer, cum laude. Isabel Anna Block, summa cum laude. David Mark Bodak, cum laude. Caroline Marie Body. Jacob Gerard Bolton, in absentia. Caroline Elizabeth Bono. Nicholas Charles Botta. Timothy R. Bouchard, cum laude. Ryan Philip Brady. Caroline Margaret Broadus. Victoria Stockton Breeze, summa cum laude. Hannah Louise Brennan, summa cum laude. Jacqueline Mary Brewster, summa cum laude. Sarah Margaret Brink, cum laude. Grace Elizabeth Brombach, cum laude. Austin Taylor Brown. Hannah Elizabeth Brown. Ian Alexander Brown. Michael W. Brown. Mason Richard Brummett. Peter Bowie. Cassidy Shea Bolger. Shannon Taylor Burns, magna cum laude. Kristen Quinn Busconi. Fiona Josephine Busser, magna cum laude. Jessica Grace Button. John Henry Buzzard. Kira Mary Byrne. Adrian Elias Cacho. Andrew Rafferty Cadigan. Michaela M. B. Caffrey. Jacqueline Ryan Callahan. Owen M. Camus. Liam Finn Murphy Campbell. Peter Gerard Campito. Anthony John Canavan. Elizabeth Ann Canedo. Pascual Justin Canada. Carlos Enrique Cano Mijangos. Tron Cao. Sophia Joan Donchak Capolini. Isabella Marie Capabianca. Louis Gabriel Capucci. Theodore Angelo Capsis. Karina Cardenas, magna cum laude. Kiana Cardenas. Lauren Rose Carey, magna cum laude. Emma Catherine Carlone, summa cum laude. Patrick J. Carlson, cum laude. Sarah Stewart Carnwath. Angel Carrillo. Madeline Ann Carroll, magna cum laude. Yoribel Castillo. Emily Castillo. Jerison Castillo. Gabriela Alejandro Castro. Jack W. Champagne, cum laude. Michael Allen Chowie. Mohan Chun. Shannon Johanna Cherpak, cum laude. Andre Durrell Chevalier II. Thomas King Chiappini. Nicholas K. Schwari. Thomas Ronald Chiampa, cum laude. Tess E. Chacha. Alexander Jeremy Clark, magna cum laude. Joshua Gerald Clark. Ryan Thomas Clark, cum laude. Carmela Clarice Tabora Clave. Chloe Marie Clower. Matthew Joseph Cobbler Lichter, cum laude. Kevin Delaney Kogan. Daniela Kojukaru. Zachary M. Cole. Mitchell Collett, summa cum laude. Bridget Noreen Collins, magna cum laude. Maya Elizabeth Collins, magna cum laude. Jennifer Shirley Collymore. Christopher James Conley, cum laude. Geraldine Ann Conley. Patrick John Conley. Miles Moulton Connor, cum laude. Keely Frawley Connors. William Francis Connors. Owen Conroy. Meredith O'Connell Coolidge. Abby J. Corrigan, magna cum laude. Andrew W. Corwin. Jared Robert Cosby. Gino Andrew Scott Casamini in absentia. Rory J. Costello. Brett Alexander Cotter. John Peter Coughlin. William E. Coughlin II. Claire Elise Corsi. Nora Doherty Cowherd, cum laude. David Scott Craven. Peter Anthony Crinella. Anna Painter Crisciatiello. Declan E. Cronin, magna cum laude. Vincent Alexander Crotta. Alexandra Grace Curtin. Michaela Wickwire Curtin, cum laude. James Westford Cutler IV. Cara Madeline Cazone, magna cum laude. Stephen Gregory D'Agostino. Yin Quan Dai in absentia. Michael L. Dadone, cum laude. James Luther Dale. Michael Joseph Delicio. Olivia Addison Dana. Maria Teresa Liman Danu Santoso. Sarah Ann Lavallee Dartley in absentia. Taylor James Dawson. Madeline DeBono, cum laude. Adam Charles DeCoste. Tara Claire Dean. Travis Lawrence DeGuy. Ryan Seneca DeGraw. Sandy De Jesus Cortez. Archenis De La Cruz. Benjamin Xavier DeLuca. Andrew Joseph Delzato. Richard Vincent DiNicola. Erin Walsh Dennehy, magna cum laude. Cedric Raphael DePest. Samantha Lynn Devane, cum laude. Kimberly Marie Devine, cum laude. Samuel Duddy Devine. Marco Joseph DeBlasi. Jeffrey Monroe Dickinson. Patrick E. Dillon. Jonna Rory DeMilo, cum laude. Isabella Damari. Jack Francis Dixon. Justin Kirk Dobson, magna cum laude. Danielle Elizabeth Doherty. George Doran Doherty, magna cum laude. Samantha Marie Doherty. Jack McGinnis Dolan. Heather Lynn Demenesis, cum laude. Nathan James Donahue. Mark Francis Donovan Jr., cum laude. Patrick Robert Dudian. John F. Dooley. Martin Gabriel Dorsey. Elizabeth Prescott Douglas. Megan Lorraine Dow. Ryan Joseph Dowd. Elizabeth Lee Driver. John William Doobie, magna cum laude. Kelsey Rose Duffy. Anastasia B. Dulski, cum laude. Kevin Dong. Francis McLean Dwyer. Baker May Earl. Joseph Francis Egan III. Catherine Marie Alacqua, magna cum laude. Taylor Patrick N.A. Meltem Pauline Erajar. Alexander Octavio Escada. Laura Escalero. Courtney Ann Esteves, magna cum laude. Brendan Wade Evitz. Christian Patrick M. Exconde. James Hamilton Falconer. Peter Joseph Fantazzi. Matthew Ryan Farrell. Valerie Kathleen Farron, magna cum laude. Andrew Edward Fennell. Kayla Elaine Fernandez. Hannah K. Ferrari. Ryan Arthur Ferrero, cum laude. Samantha Rachel Fields. Nancy Esther Figuereo. Kevin Joseph Finn. Brendan John Fisk. Veronica Mary Fitzgerald. Kathleen Grace Fitzpatrick, cum laude. Catherine J. Flanagan, cum laude. Catherine Elise Floyd, cum laude. Jahiva Jamal Floyd. Elizabeth Ann Flynn. Thomas Edward Flynn V, magna cum laude. Kathleen Judith Foley, cum laude. Joseph Philip Forlenza. Eric Michael Fox in absentia. Sean Bertrand Fox. Erica Lynn Fradsham. Matthew Richard Friege, cum laude. Sarah Renee Fries. Anthony Froyo. Andres E. Gamero. Laura Alicia Garcia Ceja. Cecilia Tooley Garner. Jacqueline Aaron Gelner. Paul S. Ghazali. Alexander Robert Gionis. Samantha Taylor Gerard. Margaret Mary Goddard, magna cum laude. Catherine Louise Golden, cum laude. Stephen B. Goodrich. Riley Birch Grady. Jolie Elise Greenberg. Alexander Timothy George Gray, magna cum laude. Gabriella Marie Grilla. Catherine Ann Gilbo, summa cum laude. Adeline Gutierrez Nunez. Hawar Haddadi. Jack Richard Haddon. Timothy James Hammerly. Clayton Lewis Hafer. Mehdi Ali Haider. Nikitha Jonay Hallman. Megan Paula Hanlon, magna cum laude. Kevin E. Hannon. Carson Marie Harold. Bridget Emily Harris, cum laude. Henry Rowan Hars, cum laude. Jacqueline Genevieve Hart. Sahara Abdi Hassan. Savannah Atilia Haverty. Catherine Ann Hayes, cum laude. Alyssa Dong Hee, magna cum laude. Ryan Gregory Heeb, cum laude. Alexandra Francis Held. Callan N. Hendershot, summa cum laude. Jessica Lynn Hensey. Anna Elizabeth Hennessy. Connor James Hennessy. Pablo Johnston Hernandez. Mitchell William Hickey. Christopher John Higgins. Harrison John Higgins. Lucas Bradley Hildreth, cum laude. Bridget Lee Hoban, cum laude. Maureen Bradaken Hodgins, magna cum laude. Mark Nickerson Hoffman, cum laude. William Bradshaw Hoffman. Catherine Anya Hogan. Patrick Martin Hogan. Juliana Margaret Holcomb, summa cum laude. Ying Hong. Owen Daniel Houlihan. Nolan J. Howard, cum laude. Shungyi Hu, magna cum laude. Alexa Pearl Hummel Paez. Luis A. Hurtado. Lauren Michelle Einason, cum laude. Julia Eva Insani. Andres Miguel Idaragori, in absentia. Jennifer Lynn Jackson. Zachary Thomas Jacobellis, cum laude. Madeline Grace Jankowski, cum laude. Caroline Elaine Jensen. Timothy Joseph Jerome, cum laude, in absentia. Yihui Jing, magna cum laude. Catherine T. Johnson. Kenya Alaze Johnson. Catherine L. Jolly, magna cum laude. Nicholas Christopher Jones. Samantha C. Juth. Zachary K. Jung. Evan Peter Kakris. Maureen Carey Cade. Mackenzie Marie Cam, cum laude. Jennifer Christine Carey. Brendan John Kelly, magna cum laude. Carrie V. Cohane. Amanda Catherine Kewer. Imali Rose Kalyat. Olivia Elizabeth Klen, magna cum laude. Matthew K. Clare, summa cum laude. Caroline Grace Knapp, cum laude. Abigail Elsa Kostecki, cum laude. Max Arthur Katsopoulos. Madison Rebecca Kudsi. Isabel Evelyn Kozik, cum laude. Allison Marie Kudenchek. Alexander Shishi Kui, magna cum laude. Emily Catherine Culp, summa cum laude. Carissa M. Cumlander. Michael Christopher Laffin. Margaret Joyce LaFontaine. Kevin Quinn Lagasse. Amanda Claire Lambert. Isabel J. Lambrecht, cum laude. Patrick Thomas Langto. Gregory J. Landry, cum laude. Luke Joseph Lapine, magna cum laude. Elizabeth May Lavoy, cum laude. Megan Germaine Lavoy, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Lawler, cum laude. Gianna Maria T. Lay. Garrett John Leahy. Alyssa Lee. Justin Richard Lee. Katarina Marie Laxon Lee. Ryan William Lee. Catherine Ann Lenahan, cum laude. Anna Carolina Lenny, magna cum laude. Mary Elizabeth Violet LaRue. Erin Farrell Leslie. Anthony Lung. Eric J. Lee, cum laude, in absentia. Ariana Catherine Licata. Aaron T. Liu, magna cum laude, in absentia. Caitlin Marie Lillis. Sija Liu, summa cum laude. Margaret Louise Locke. Ryan Joseph Loftus. Gerardo Antonio Lopez Picardi. Emily Rose Lopret. Gavin Patrick Loughnane. John Morrison Lucy. Stephanie Ann Lund. Tavan Vori Luong. Gabrielle Francis Lutz. Zhong T. Lu, in absentia. Abigail K. Lynch, cum laude. Madeline Holly Lyons. Michael Gerard Lyons, cum laude. Raymond Xuen Hong Ma. Vivian G. Ma. Benjamin Liam McDougald. J. Stewart Mackey. Caroline Delafield McLaughlin, magna cum laude. Catherine M. McMullen, cum laude. Luke Edward Madden. Hannah Mulhall McGuire, cum laude. Sophia Marie Mayetta, magna cum laude. Serena Joan Monero, cum laude. William Francis Malloy III. Corey Edward Manley. Mateo Nicolo Manera. Sean Robert Manning. Benjamin Ronan Marchand. Christopher Victor Marks, magna cum laude, in absentia. Michael Marlett, magna cum laude. Mara Francesca Martinez. Gregory John Marzinski. Grace Catherine Masha, summa cum laude. Larissa Masnick. Sean M. Mason. Francie Mata. Julie Ann Matthias. Eliza Joan May. Jillian Isabel May. John Joseph May. Aiden William Maynard. Brianna A. Maynard. Stephen Nelson McAndrews, magna cum laude. Jack Michael McCabe. Mary Claire McCall. Monica Lindsay McLean. Amanda Caroline Robertson McClure. Courtney Elizabeth McColgan, cum laude. Kellen John McCormick. Alexandra Elizabeth McGeehee. Molly Francis McGill. Patrick McGowan. Christopher O'Neill McGrath, Jr. Devin Thomas McGrath, cum laude. Mary Martha McGregor. Morgan Kelly McGuire. Sarah Lindsay McGuire, cum laude. Louis Ryan McGurk. Colin William McGurk. Devin Alicia McHugh. John William McKenna. Sinead Anya McKenna, magna cum laude. Kayla Marie McKenzie. Kevin Harpin McLaughlin. Jordan Morel McLean. Evan James Megan cum laude. Lucas S. Megna. Joseph Howard Melanson. Lasan Gebra Melka. Georgina Mendisabal. Edith Mensa Otabil. Victoria L. Messina. Julia Marie Metzger, cum laude. Catherine D. Middlebrook. Lorraine Louise Mahalik. Jason Patrick Milson. Margaret Mary Mirabella. Carter Strong Mitchell. Kimberly April Mohammed. Marie Claire Moncada, magna cum laude. Isabella Mangelli. Joseph Anthony Manjardo, cum laude. Ashley N. Morales Garcia. Michael Francesco Mario Morigi, magna cum laude. Griffin William Mullet. Jaylene Munoz. Kenneth Monike. Abigail Judith Murphy, summa cum laude. Elizabeth L. Murphy, cum laude. Teresa Marie Murphy, summa cum laude. William Joseph Murphy, Jr. Lauren Elizabeth Murray. Zechariah Sahid Mose. Matthew Colantonio Stephen Myers. Matthew J. Mishlinsky. Hunter Lee Nardone, cum laude. John Paul Navarra. Jack Forrest Nedarostek, cum laude. Christina Eileen Nee. Grace Elizabeth Nielsen. Hannah Nguyen. Min Young Dam Nguyen. Yen Kim Nguyen. Andrew James Nichols. Joshua Michael Nicholson, cum laude. Miranda Elizabeth Nixon. Thomas P. Nixon, cum laude. Elise Catherine Noonan. Suzanne Erin Noon, cum laude. Timothy Dunn Noon. Jim Obina Wabado Jr. Patricia Obiajulu Wabado Jr. Jonathan Campbell Nimberg. Eliza Jane Oak. Ewan Reddy O'Brien. Jennifer J. O'Brien. Kathleen J. O'Brien. Mei-Chu Lynn O'Connell. Caroline Carey O'Connor, cum laude. Michael Gerard O'Connor II. Graham Dietrich Sinnott Offerman. Osasogie Joyce Obesoyan. Megan Elizabeth O'Keefe, summa cum laude. Claire Monica O'Leary. Pedro Gabriel Oliveira. Claire Ann Olson. Erin K. O'Mara, magna cum laude. Griffin Chase O'Reilly, cum laude. Alec Robert Orapol. Leah Orozco. Julia L. O'Toole. Ronan G. O'Toole. Edward R. Pacheco. Stephen Peter Paganelli. Christopher Theodore Pappy, summa cum laude. Joseph Anthony Parinelli. Ryan James Parslow. Dara Ruth Parsons. Joseph David Pasco, magna cum laude. John W. Peer, Jr. Andrea Peraza Calderon. Stephen Michael Perez, in absentia. Marcellus Perkins. Lindsay Marguerite Peterson, magna cum laude. Molly Elizabeth Pfaff. Nicholas T. Pham. Claire Elizabeth Philbin. Timothy Edward Philbin, magna cum laude. Natalie Jasmine Mary Phillips. Nicholas Henry Pacholi, cum laude. Oliver Stack Pierce, cum laude. Catherine Ann Pirro. Lillian Jen Piz, magna cum laude. Robert John Place. Caleb Jem Plummer. Lily Anna Pocantesta. Alex Paluha, cum laude. Natasha Augusta Pontorero. Joseph Michael Porsche. Jonathan Prakob. Paulo Pranducci. Jenna Renee Price. Joseph Patrick Prunty. Lillian Jean Pucha, cum laude. Christopher John Puntaseca, summa cum laude. Christian Pusater, magna cum laude. Stephen John Ranero, Jr. Allison Elizabeth Randall. Alexis Rose Rappaport. Lauren Murphy Rasmus. Matthew J. Reale. Mackenzie Emma Redfern. John Reed. Allison Jane Reiling. Maeve Elizabeth Riley. Sarah Ann Reimer. Abby Morgan Rowe, cum laude. Alexandra Monahan Rice. Charles Joseph Richard. Stephen Harold Richland. Alicia Marie Rydell. Elliot Colin Ripp. Ty Patrick Robinson. David Camilo Rodriguez. Stephen Joseph Ross, summa cum laude. Caroline Renee Rossi, cum laude. Caroline Marie Roy, cum laude. Christopher Michael Roy, magna cum laude. James Patrick Reuter, summa cum laude. Matthew Edward Reuter, magna cum laude. Daniel L.L. Russell. Jessica Ann Russo, cum laude. Gregory Francis Ryan, Jr. Liam Frederick Ryan. Maggie E. Ryan. Phoebe Catherine Ryan. Samuel Joseph Ryder, cum laude. Olivia Rose Sable, cum laude. Hafsa Sadiq. Olivia Mary Sahovi. Bina Ariel Saint Lot. Sanchi S. Sathia. Catherine Elizabeth Santoro. Andrew Joseph Saunders, magna cum laude. Megan Hannah Sawicki. Tiare Maria Schaub. Ryan Michael Schneider. Maria Claudia Schubert Fontes. Emily M. Scott. Pilar Francisca Segura Tobara. Brian Patrick Sr. Angela Sheshlia. Sean N. Severson. Aaron Mitchell Seveny. Tess Elizabeth Shaw, cum laude. Barrett Kerman Shea. Kevin James Sheridan. Casey J. Sherman. Christina Ross Shields. Jerome Ferrer Cianco. Matthew J. Silas. Carson Delaney Silver. Stephen Lee Silvestri, cum laude. Lauren Carey Simeon, magna cum laude. Barbara E. Singh. Elizabeth Jean Cisco, cum laude. John William Skinner. Eva Anastasia Skoufalos, cum laude. Olivia Elizabeth Sloan. Andrew Lawrence Smith. Gabriel Ethan Smith, cum laude. Kristen Page Somerville. Tyler Ann Sparling, summa cum laude. Brianna Mary Spencer. Julia Rose Spiegel. Grace Catherine Spurk. Peter Pascal Stanners. Henry Meakin Stutz. Allison Rose Sullivan. Emily Elizabeth Sullivan. John R. Sutter. John Michael Schwartzwelder. Cassie J. Simons. Luca Patrick Shapanik. Michael Chamberlain Tafaro. Lexi Ray Tamburello, summa cum laude. Daniel Thomas Taylor. Isabel Tekakwitha Tihan. Xiomara Tenoria Lopez. Olivia Louise Terranova. Madeline Carlin Thero. David B. Thompson in absentia. Margaret Elizabeth Thompson. Brandon Ernest Thornhill. Sarah Priori Thurlow, magna cum laude. Griffin Michael Tidy. Stephen Thomas Tierney. Brandon David Tiso, magna cum laude. Spencer Thomas Tinkle. Rosangeli Toro Carrillo. Ashley Noel Hope Tortorelli, magna cum laude. Sarah Tushan, cum laude. Spencer T. Trapp. Rebecca Kathleen Treadwell, cum laude. Manuel Alejandro Trejo. Nicholas R. Triant Jr., cum laude. Hannah Grace Truman, cum laude. Haley E. Church. Helen Victoria Siagras, cum laude. Kelsey J. Tucker. Catherine Ann Turner. Victoria Catherine Tutino, magna cum laude. Florence Chibuzo Uba. Gabriella Nicole Uccellini. Cara Gianna Unda, cum laude. Maria Elizabeth Vanadia. Christopher Noble Vandervorn. Michael A. Varda, cum laude. Tessa Emily Varveris. Anastasia Grace Vasco, cum laude. Francois James Venn, summa cum laude. John Kelly Vija. Rachel Vining. Jacqueline Ann Vittum. Sarah Mai Vo. Emily R. Vogelsberger. William Byrne Vogt, magna cum laude. Sophia A. Von Fadak. Neil A. Vorster. Sarah Elizabeth Vrontis, summa cum laude. Vanessa Zuyen Vu. Jeffrey Eugene Wade. Taylor Marie Waller, magna cum laude. Akeem Walcott. William Owen Walker, cum laude. Caroline Forrester Wallace. Caroline Elizabeth Walsh. Lawton Adair Ward in absentia. Zachary V. Warzik in absentia. Isabella M. Welsh. Christopher D. Waymond, cum laude. Joshua Harold Whitcomb, magna cum laude. Megan Ann White. Matthew Ropel Wilk, magna cum laude. Patrick Donald Wilkes, cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth Wilson, magna cum laude. Aaron Robert Wolf, magna cum laude. Aaron Alexander Wong. Chang N. Wu. Tina C. Jiran Shu. Fei Fan Yan, cum laude. Mia Angeline Yi, magna cum laude. Alexandra Elizabeth Yokel. Brooks Young. Andrew C. Yuen. Siming Jai. Qianyan Zhang. Matthew B. Zignorski.
Graduates, yesterday at our baccalaureate mass, we remembered in prayer two of your classmates who are not here today, but are definitely with us in spirit, Henry Carr and Josh Pellerin. Members of the Carr and Pellerin families have joined us today for this commencement celebration, and I would ask them to stand as I introduce them so that we can acknowledge them. Please welcome Henry Carr's parents, Kim and Bob, and his siblings, Sam and Francesca. And please welcome Josh Pellerin's mom, Kelly, and his siblings, Brendan and Kiara. I am pleased to announce that the members of the class of 2019 have designated their class gift to name a one-year Holy Cross Fund scholarship in memory of Henry and Josh. My thanks to all of you who have contributed so far. Members of the class of 2019, 4 years ago when I formally welcomed you to campus at your new student convocation, I commented that during their college years at the University of Paris, roommates St. Ignatius of Loyola, St. Francis Xavier, and St. Peter Favor, with several others, founded the Society of Jesus. And 450 years after their collegiate experience, their legacy continues to have global impact, and through the mission of the College of the Holy Cross, has directly touched each of us. I then ended my remarks that afternoon by saying, as I look at you, the class of 2019, I wonder what experience you will have, what ideas will capture your minds, what deep desires will move your hearts, what human needs will inspire your generosity, and what life-transforming projects you will devise to serve the common good. These undergraduate years have the power to set the direction for your entire life. Well, now, 4 years later, I hope that your years on Mount St. James have been transformative. While I suspect that for many of you it is still too early to discern the next steps in your life's journey with confidence, clearly the intellectual life you have pursued has given you a wide range of new questions and interests which are now leading many of you to graduate studies. For those of you about to enter the workforce, hopefully the education you have received, the values we have emphasized, and the profession that you are choosing will engage some of the real needs facing the human family, and will do so in ways which can reach across differences which currently divide our country. And as people of faith and responsible citizens, the commitment to service, which was such an important part of your Holy Cross experience, is motivating many of you to find new ways of responding to our world's needs through the Jesuit Volunteer Corps, Teach for America, the Peace Corps, City Year. For all the members of the class of 2019, I hope that your service here in Worcester, alternate spring breaks, immersion trips, study abroad, international and domestic cross-cultural experiences, as well as the protests and social activism you have participated in, have stirred in you a lifelong desire to learn more about the lives and needs of others, different cultures and identities, political and social realities, and religious differences and similarities. If the needs of our campus, country, and world have touched your lives, then we can expect that in the years ahead, you will become increasingly sensitive, understanding, and open to those who face overwhelming challenges, who see the world with a distinctive lens or are differently gifted, and who need the support and the care of society to thrive. May your work to change our world be hope-filled and collaborative and just. Finally, in all the experiences where you have had to learn truths the hard way, have challenged and been challenged, have struggled, failed, and rebounded, or have had to wait as the slow process of inspiration and insight unfolded, I hope that you have been graced with courage, patience, humility, and compassion, characteristics so badly needed in our contemporary society. I hope, too, that the college's commitment to spiritual growth and religious development and our human need for greater inner silence and prayer and thoughtful decision-making will continue to mark your lives. And for those of you who are still discerning your next steps, be open to new experiences and don't be afraid to take some risks. Your first job doesn't have to be your life's career, but can simply be your best attempt to get your foot in a door and build experiences and a resume on which to base further decisions. I don't know any successful professionals, myself included, who haven't had to sort through periods of uncertainty more than once in our careers. These experiences, too, have a lot to teach us about creativity and resiliency. Graduates, having just received your diplomas, your 4 years as students at the college have now come to a close. I want you to know that all of us who have committed ourselves to your education and to your formation have come to see ourselves and our world with new insights because of what you have given to us. We are proud of your accomplishments, in awe of your talent and generosity, and graced in your friendship. To your parents and families, and to our alums and donors who have made this educational experience possible for you, we will be forever grateful. And as you now enter the world of our renowned community of alumni who so enthusiastically support the college and each other, we look forward to sharing with you the work of promoting and advancing this educational community in the years ahead. And finally, for all who have prepared this ceremony, and for our speakers and honorary degree recipients whom we are about to recognize, we are truly blessed. Thank you. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our 2019 valedictorian, Isabel Block. From Georgetown, Massachusetts, Isabel is a mathematics and Chinese double major, a member of Pi Mu Epsilon Mathematics Honor Society, the Alpha Sigma Nu Jesuit Honor Society, and Phi Beta Kappa. Isabel is a member and co-chair of the Delilahs, our all-female a cappella club, a member of the Admissions Outreach Program, the Mathematics and Computer Science Advisory Committee, co-chair of the Modern Languages Student Advisory Committee, and for the past 3 years, she has served as the Jewish representative at our multi-faith community prayer, which opens each spring semester. Following graduation, Isabel plans to pursue a career as an actuary and has accepted a full-time position in the Liberty Mutual Insurance Actuarial Development Program. Her longer-range plans include visiting China and incorporating her Chinese language skills into her career, as well as continuing to be an advocate for the Jewish community and other marginalized groups. Please welcome Isabel Block, our 2019 valedictorian.
Dr. McAuliffe, President Burrows, Provost Freegee, Dean Maurer, members of the Board of Trustees, honored guests, faculty and staff, parents, relatives and friends, fellow members of the class of 2019. 我以无限的自豪和荣幸欢迎你们，与你们共享今天这个里程碑的庆祝活动。It is with utmost pride and deepest pleasure that I welcome you all here today to share in the celebration of this milestone. Before I commence my speech, I would like to first recognize two beloved people who cannot be here physically, but are surely here in our hearts and prayers. Joshua Pellerin and Henry Carr, your legacies live on through the people gathered today, whose lives are better having had you in them. Being a mathematics and Chinese double major, I am accustomed to complex formulas and foreign concepts. It turns out there is no formula for writing a valedictory address, and this process was foreign to me. But I was not unprepared because I have received a Holy Cross liberal arts education. That means my interdisciplinary training has prepared me to stand on this stage and deliver a speech with a message that I hope resonates with each and every one of you. In many fields of mathematics, there are fundamental theorems, such as the fundamental theorem of calculus, that are incredibly profound because they provide a foundation for proving so many other propositions and theorems. Today, our goal is to prove a recently discovered fundamental theorem called the fundamental theorem of Holy Cross's class of 2019. The theorem states the following: define the legacy of a student, denoted by the letter L, to be the direct or indirect influence of that student, not only on the lives of others, but also on the world. Then, for any student X of Holy Cross's class of 2019, the legacy of X is infinite. Perhaps we could prove this using induction, maybe proof by contradiction. But instead, we need only to look at the impactful endeavors we have embarked on, the countless accomplishments we have achieved, and the direction of our lives after Holy Cross. On Saturday, August 29th, 2015, a swarm of smiling faces initiated us into the Holy Cross community by carrying our belongings from our cars into our new home, which for me meant up to the 4th floor of Hanselman. It was this welcoming and supportive community that helped us navigate a new place, surrounded by new people, all while being academically challenged in ways that none of us had anticipated. Like many of you, I doubted that I would be able to do the work. But together, we eagerly stepped into the role of a crusader and battled it out with time management, late nights in dine-in, figuring out what the expectations were for a college paper, and trying to manage our ever-fleeting supply of dining dollars. Once settled in, we spread ourselves thinner by channeling our extracurricular and academic interests into involvement with different clubs and organizations. The students in these seats can tell you about how they found a love of traveling and trying new things during their time abroad, or about how they founded organizations such as Pi Coding, where they inspired local Worcester students to use technology to advance themselves. They can tell you that being a theater major became a gateway into a supportive second family, or that being involved in athletics not only made them stronger competitors, both on and off the field, but also taught them how to stand up for each other. I urge you to ask about their many service involvements, because if you do, you will learn about how they helped to continue the legacy of 2 Holy Cross alumni by organizing 26 build sites for Working for Worcester, or how they served as leaders on spring break immersion trips to places like Chicago, New Orleans, Louisville, and St. Louis. Through our classes and these activities, we made unbreakable bonds with our peers, friendships that, unlike our many assignments, have no deadline. What is most impressive about the class of 2019 is the way in which those of us graduating today have taken stands against injustices and fought for the betterment of this school and the world around us. Whether it be through providing bus transportation to voting centers, participating in and helping to organize the sit-in in Fenwick to change the campus culture, attending the vigil after the tragedy at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, raising voices to advocate for the LGBTQIA+ community, or by confronting and challenging institutionalized racism, the members of Holy Cross's class of 2019 have shown unwavering courage, strength, and unity. My favorite quote, which I like to think of as my moral backbone, comes from Elie Wiesel. In my own experience dealing with anti-Semitism, his words have given me clarity about my role as a member of the Jewish community and as a human being. Wiesel said, quote, "We must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented." End quote. Never have any of us had the chance to be surrounded by so many activists and advocates who are committed to making this school and the world beyond a better place than we are right here, right now. The members of this class refuse to be silent, refuse to be bystanders, and refuse to not give everything they have to the issues that are important to them. Looking back on our time at Holy Cross, we can thank our parents, siblings, grandparents, professors, and friends whose support has provided us with the confidence and strength to speak out, to change our thoughts into words and our words into action. Yet our Holy Cross education also teaches us that the fundamental theorem of Holy Cross's class of 2019 is not something we can prove today. We know this because guaranteeing that each of our legacies is everlasting cannot be a 4-year plan. Rather, it must be a life plan. Thus, our graduation today raises the question, how do we build upon the lessons we have learned on Mount St. James? How do we ensure that we do not lose our confidence to stand up and fight for what we believe in when we step off the hill and into the world full of millions of people with conflicting views and values? For 4 years, we have existed in a close-knit, relatively isolated community at Holy Cross in comparison to the world at large. But the issues that we have challenged in our time here are not isolated. So how can we guarantee that our legacies are everlasting and that the theorem holds true? I believe that we are too strong and too knowledgeable to be silenced. Our Holy Cross education has provided us with the tools we need to take on this challenge. Making a difference, affecting change, continuing to be men and women for and with others. These actions can be part of each and every one of our futures because that is, in so many ways, who we are. When you leave here today, remember how valuable you are. Remember that you are incredible. Remember that you are indispensable, and that through your work as an individual or by calling on the lifelong friendships you have made at Holy Cross, your legacy will be everlasting. Therefore, I leave you with the challenge of finishing this proof by living your best lives as Holy Cross graduates. 2019届的同学们，祝贺我们圆满结束，谢谢。Thank you and congratulations, class of 2019. We did it.
Thank you, Isabel, for laying the groundwork for the proof of the theorem which you proposed, the value and the integrity of a liberal arts education. I now invite Father Sean O'Connor Carroll of the Society of Jesus to please stand. Selfless humanitarian, passionate advocate for migrant rights, voice for those at society's periphery. Father Sean Carroll, you have dedicated your life to the Jesuit mission of providing education, ministry, and outreach to the marginalized in society. For more than a decade, you have worked to develop a migrant ministry in southern Arizona and northern Mexico, providing humanitarian aid in an increasingly punitive environment. You entered the Society of Jesus in 1989 and were ordained a priest in 2000. 4 short years later, you found your calling at Los Angeles' Dolores Mission, where you entered service as the Pastoral Ministries Assistant for the California province of the Society of Jesus, helping to coordinate pastoral initiatives among a dozen Jesuit parishes in California, Arizona, Utah, and Hawaii. These efforts led you to explore opportunities for new migrant ministry in southern Arizona and northern Mexico, and ultimately resulted in the founding of the Keynote Border Initiative, a Catholic binational collaborative dedicated to providing humanitarian assistance, education, and pastoral outreach to migrants in Nogales, Arizona, and Nogales, Sonora, Mexico. In 2009, you were named the initiative's executive director. Recognizing the inherent dignity and worth of every human being, you spend your days laboring to achieve just and humane migration between the United States and Mexico, working along a border that has been characterized as, and I quote, one of the most contentious and militarized conflict zones in the world among non-warring nations, end of quote. You and your staff work tirelessly to serve the vulnerable men, women, and children who arrive at our border seeking security and a better life, offering them a humanizing presence in conditions that are confusing and often frightening. You constantly seek to raise awareness of the challenging realities of migration, sharing your experiences with both secular and religious entities. You have even sought and received encouragement and support for your efforts from His Holiness Pope Francis. In addition to your work with the Keynote Border Initiative, you generously share your knowledge and experience as a member of the Board of Trustees of the University of San Francisco and of Brophy College Preparatory, a Jesuit high school in Phoenix, Arizona. In 2017, your good works were acknowledged with an honorary Doctor of Laws degree from Fairfield University. That all may know of our great esteem for you, and our strong support for your efforts to offer humane aid and a voice to migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border, the College of the Holy Cross confers upon you this day the degree of Doctor of Public Service, honoris causa. Frank Thomas Kartheiser, class of 1972, would you please join me? Passionate advocate for the poor and homeless, tireless combatant of racial injustice, devout practitioner of a faith that does justice. Frank Kartheiser, you are a dedicated activist who has devoted yourself to improving the lives of those less fortunate. From your early days as an anti-war activist, through your 25 years at the helm of Worcester Interfaith, you have put your faith into action, tackling issues at their core and changing people's lives for the better. A son of Holy Cross, you came to the Hill in the late 1960s and then departed in the early 70s to answer your heart's call to help those in need. Together with Sean Donovan, class of 70, you founded the Mustard Seed, a storefront agency that began with helping the elderly, poor, and homeless and grew into a full-time soup kitchen and homeless shelter that continues to offer support to Worcester's most vulnerable people. Years later, encouraged by your friend David O'Brien, you returned to Holy Cross and in 1988 completed your degree in religious studies. In 1978, you found your soulmate and partner in advocacy when you married Brenda Norton, a nurse committed to caring for individuals marginalized by poverty, mental illness, and addiction. And the two of you worked side by side, selflessly serving those in need until Brenda's passing in 2007. In 1993, you stepped into a role that would afford you perhaps the greatest vehicle for effecting change when you became the director and organizer of Worcester Interfaith, a multi-issue, multiracial, broad-based community organization dedicated to addressing issues of unemployment, public safety, and education that affect low-income minority and newcomer residents. You stepped down as director in 2018, but continue to share your knowledge and experience as the organization's board chair. But you have not limited your generosity of spirit to Worcester Interfaith. Instead, you have also given of your time with board service to St. Paul Cathedral's outreach, the Worcester Community Loan Fund, You Incorporated, Pathways to Progress, and the Worcester Cooperation Council. You have sought to inspire future generations as well, joining forces with the Chaplain's Office and the Donnellan Center for Community Service to involve Holy Cross students in the Worcester community and founding the Holy Cross Community Leadership Workshop to train youth interested in careers in the nonprofit sector. Your commitment to giving back has been recognized by your alma mater with the bestowal of the Ignatian Award in 1988 and the Sancte Crucis Award in 2008. The Worcester Diocese has also honored you, granting you the John Cardinal Wright Award in 2002. Throughout your life, you have honored the Jesuit ideal of living in solidarity with the poor and disenfranchised, and have shown by example the power of the call to be men and women for and with other people. That all may know of our great esteem for you and our strong support for your deep-seated commitment to addressing the roots of social problems rather than simply remedying them, the College of the Holy Cross confers upon you this day the degree Doctor of Public Service, honoris causa. I would now ask Jane Dahman McAuliffe to please join me. World-renowned scholar of Islam, innovative educator, prolific and thoughtful author, champion of women's rights. Jane McAuliffe, you are a widely admired educator who has dedicated her career to cultivating meaningful dialogue between Muslims and Christians, promoting global education, and advancing women around the world. Your story is one of setting standards and achieving the highest goals. After graduating with a degree in philosophy and theology from Trinity Washington University, you pursued your PhD in Islamic Studies from the University of Toronto, driven by a desire to learn more about a major world religion and an important area of human culture. Your dissertation revealed the rich vein of knowledge to be mined in comparative explorations of Islam and Christianity, and was recognized as exceptional by the Middle East Studies Association. You employed your newfound knowledge as a professor at Emory University's Candler School of Theology, and later at the University of Toronto as a professor and director of the Center for the Study of Religion. You continued your distinguished activities at Georgetown University, where you were named the first woman dean of Georgetown College. In 2008, you were named president of Bryn Mawr College, and for the next 5 years, you led the institution through a vital period of growth, creating a 10-year college-wide strategic plan, inaugurating a major in international studies, building university partnerships in Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, and partnering with the U.S. Department of State to develop the Women in Public Service program. In 2009, Forbes magazine recognized your remarkable efforts, naming you, and I quote, barrier breaker, unquote, among women presidents. You retired from Bryn Mawr in 2013 and a year later joined the Library of Congress as one of its highest-ranking members. Initially the director of the John W. Kluge Center and head of the library's Office of Scholarly Programs, in 2015 you were appointed the inaugural director of National and International Outreach, and you now serve as senior advisor to the Librarian of Congress. Your groundbreaking scholarship and innovative approach to promoting the lifelong benefits of education have earned you numerous commendations. An elected member of the American Philosophical Society, the Council on Foreign Relations, and the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. You have received fellowships from the Guggenheim Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, and the National Endowment for the Humanities. Currently a distinguished fellow of Georgetown University's Berkeley Center for Religion, Peace, and World Affairs, you have also served as president of the American Academy of Religion and a member of the World Economics Forum's GAC on Women's Empowerment. For a decade, you worked to promote dialogue between Christians and Muslims throughout your tenure with the Vatican's Commission for Religious Relations with Muslims. And throughout your career, you have significantly advocated for the causes closest to your heart: meaningful interfaith dialogue, thoughtful global education, and the empowerment of women. That all may know of our great esteem for you and our strong support for your commitment to furthering our understanding of Islam and championing the importance of education and dialogue in advancing our world, the College of the Holy Cross confers upon you this degree, the decree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Father Burrows, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty and staff, families and friends, thank you for the honor of addressing you today. And class of 2019, thank you for letting me share this celebration of your achievements. Here you are. It's finally happening. Your parents, relatives, and friends are beaming. Your brothers and sisters are awestruck for the first time in their lives. And you are joyful and nostalgic and a bit sleep-deprived, all at the same time. I would like to say a special thank you to Father Burrows. I am so grateful to him for inviting me to speak at your commencement. Father Burrows embodies the best of Jesuit leadership. At Georgetown, he brought Jesuit values alive across the university. Campus banners blazoned with Ad Maiorem Dei Gloriam, Cura Personalis, and Community in Diversity, still wave a continual reminder of why Jesuit colleges like Holy Cross and Georgetown are so special. I hope that college commencements never lose their pomp and circumstance, their robes and rhetoric, their processions and pageantry, because they do mark such an important moment in our lives. Today we focus on you, the class of 2019, and on all that you have accomplished at this splendid college. But many in this arena also remember their own graduations and the countless surprises that life has brought in the years since. Certainly at my own commencement, I had no idea that I might one day be speaking at yours. Be honest, I don't remember much about that day, except that my fiancé was in the audience and our wedding was just a week away. My husband Dennis is with us today, so obviously we keep making this a team effort. Today, I want to talk to you about intercourse. Great, now I've got your attention. The venerable Oxford English Dictionary provides the Latin etymology and the original meaning of intercourse as communication between individuals, frequent and habitual contact in conversation. Frequent and habitual contact in conversation. My office at the Library of Congress looks directly across the street at the United States Capitol. It is a beautiful and inspiring sight, but also a deeply disheartening view. To gaze at the United States Capitol is to look squarely at the epicenter of political polarization, a place where communication frequently fails, where genuine social intercourse, meaningful conversational exchange rarely happens. In an effort to foster bipartisan conversation, the Library of Congress regularly hosts dinners for members of Congress. A generous donor funds these, and they are off the record, no press in attendance. Each dinner features a prominent American historian. Last week it was David McCullough discussing his latest, The Pioneers. These evenings have become hugely popular because they are one of the few, if not the only place where senators and congressmen can sit together, share a meal, and simply converse. Every issue facing our legislators, every issue facing this nation, whether it's climate change, economic inequality, migrants and refugees, or international conflicts, requires reasoned discourse. And that is in very short supply. Instead, we live in a world of media silos, of pundits shouting across each other, and of tweets, endless, mindless tweets. I know it sounds odd to talk about conversation or dialogue or social intercourse at a college commencement. Your beautiful Holy Cross motto, in hoc signo vinces, in this sign you will conquer, seems to demand loftier topics. I'm reminded of that commencement exhortation that went viral when the speaker declared, "If you want to change the world, start by making your bed in the morning." After all, what have you been doing for the last 4 years but conversing in the classroom, in the dining room, in the dorm? But that's just the point. As your remarkable valedictorian demonstrated so well, you know how to do this. It is one of the core accomplishments of your liberal arts education. You have learned how to listen to another person's point of view. You have learned how to make a persuasive argument without resorting to personal attacks. And because of the breadth of your liberal arts education, you have learned how to find and analyze the information you need. These proficiencies are now such a part of you that you may not realize how rare they are becoming in the world you are about to enter. At the College of the Holy Cross, you have also lived in a diverse and inclusive community. I think residential liberal arts colleges create intentional communities, living laboratories of democratic practice and civic discourse. Consequently, you know how to have dialogue across differences, whether differences of religion or culture or race or gender or class. That is a vital skill for our fractured America. We cannot begin to deal with the enormous problems facing our nation and our entire world unless we can talk to each other. You will choose those causes and concerns where your talents in dialogue, discussion, and advocacy can make a difference. To get you thinking about that choice, please let me propose 3 for your consideration. The first is Muslim-Christian engagement. Last fall, I flew to Cairo to speak at an international conference hosted by the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar. Al-Azhar is the most prominent university in the Muslim world, and its head is often compared to the Roman Catholic Pope. The conversations were intense and sometimes difficult, but at least they were happening. People were reaching across religious and cultural divides. They were trying to establish the trust necessary for us to tackle the world's problems together. To sustain that momentum, Pope Francis met with the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar soon after in Abu Dhabi and said the first papal mass on the Arabian Peninsula. Your education at this Jesuit and Catholic college has allowed you to develop a religious sensitivity that prepares you for such interreligious engagement. This is not a common feature of American higher education. Yours is a campus where conversation can flourish freely among believers and non-believers, where people can speak comfortably about religion in ways that are foreign to the stridently secular cultures of most colleges and universities. Secondly, I seek your compassion and your conversation about our Catholic Church. I realize that you are a graduating class of different faiths and spiritualities, but right now, we Catholics are having a tough time. So many of us are hurting. Some of us are suffering grievously. Our friends and relatives are walking away in disgust and discouragement, but I beg you, the Catholic graduates of 2019, to hang in there. Support the tens of thousands of good priests whose lives remain beacons of selflessness. Your skill. Your skill in conversation and dialogue can begin to bridge the divisions and heal the wounds. Your lay leadership is our hope for the future. Finally, I would like you to think about the education of girls and women. In your graduating class, as with most American colleges, you women are the majority. But in many parts of the world, you know that girls and young women never have the opportunities that you've had. Many just manage a few years of elementary education. Others suffer a lifetime of illiteracy. Can you be their advocates? Can you push the conversations for cultural and social change that will open doors for your sisters? Next month, the Library of Congress will mount a major exhibit commemorating the 100th anniversary of the constitutional amendment that guaranteed women the right to vote. Looking back, we can be proud of our progress. But let's make sure it doesn't take a century for young women around the world to join your ranks as college graduates. A few years ago, I gave the commencement address at a women's university in Saudi Arabia. To the beat of powerful drums, 300 graduates processed into the auditorium wearing academic regalia just like yours. Looking out at the audience, I saw what I see today: proud faculty, elated parents, and excited friends, all sharing the conviction that the education of these young women was a gift to their nation and to the world. So let's make that scene come to life in many more places. You are graduating as Holy Cross celebrates its 175th anniversary. Before you return for your 10th reunion, this nation will celebrate its 250th anniversary. Please use the skills of informed conversation and genuine dialogue that Holy Cross has given you. Please speak to important issues, even when it's awkward and uncomfortable to do so that our 250th anniversary can celebrate the renewal of our nation and of our democracy. Congratulations to the class of 2019.
Thank you, Jane. On behalf of the college, I now invite all of you to a reception in the Convention Center immediately following the conclusion of this ceremony. On the inside last page of your program, you will see a guide to how we have set up the Convention Center, which is located at the back of the arena. There will be signage for the academic departments, which you may use as guideposts to meet your family members, your graduates, and faculty from those departments. So after the graduates have left the floor, we will open the doors onto the floor here of this arena so that you may proceed down the stairs and then make your way through the back into this space. Or you may also go back up the stairs and exit the building by the main doors through which you entered the arena, and then turn left and walk up Major Taylor Boulevard and re-enter the Convention Center external doors, and staff will assist you in directions. Our ceremony will now conclude with a final blessing by Father William Campbell of the Society of Jesus, Vice President for Mission, which will be followed by the singing of the Alma Mater led by Allegra Martin, the Director of College Choirs, and members of the college choir from our graduating class. We ask all of you to join us in singing the Alma Mater, which can be found in the back of your program. Thank you.
Please rise. In the book of Tobit, we read the following: "At all times bless the Lord God, and ask him to make all your paths straight and to grant success to all your endeavors and plans." Let us bow our heads now as we unite our hearts one last time in prayer. O God of wisdom and of truth, of love and of joy, we thank you for having entrusted to our care these young women and men, now graduates of the College of the Holy Cross, class of 2019. Bless them with the discerning grace to make wise choices and inspire their hearts to work for justice and peace. Enable them to use their knowledge, talents, and skills for the sake of others, enriching the communities to whom we now send them forth. And as they go forth, we give you thanks too for the families and the friends who have supported them with love and with care, for the teachers and mentors who have guided them with gentle patience and understanding, and for the many neighbors whom they themselves have accompanied along the way. As these commencement exercises conclude, we ask you to bless them all in your love, and wherever their future lives may lead them, to go forth with them, making straight all their paths and granting success to their endeavors and plans. We pray to you, Almighty and ever-loving God, through Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns with you forever and ever. Amen.